So give me the rundown. Tell me what's going on and how I can help you.
I found your video. I was just searching stuff on YouTube, trying to learn about some marketing. And yeah, a little bit about me is that I worked for two custom home builders here in Texas for about 2 years apiece. Decided to go and do it myself because I built up some subcontractors. And so the first 6 months of being in business, it was really just establishing a website, like creating a Facebook and things like that. I had two clients. One of them was a bathroom. And then just a month ago, we just finished up with this one client we were stuck on for, I want to say about 3 months. We did her master bath, and then she decided to go and do her upstairs bath, and she wanted to do her whole downstairs. So that generated a lot of money. But now I tried Facebook ads. It was a waste of money. I was
Mhm.
spending about $15 a day, and I did it for a month, and every single message that I got was a fake account.
The two kitchens, how much were those? Like, how much did you charge your customer for each kitchen?
The full downstairs and the kitchen combined was 75,000.
And then the other kitchen you did?
It was like 30,000.
Okay.
Put the kitchens as 40, bathrooms were roughly 30.
So let's find the average of these. Let's call it 39,000. 33% margin, which would be 13,000
Yeah.
average. Is that before or after you pay yourself?
No, that's before I pay myself.
Okay. So your take home is that, but if you had to pay somebody else to do your job, it would be less.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind as you go. When we start a business, we don't factor our, like, we just look at it as our profits, whatever we keep
Yep.
goes in our pocket. This is a really sweet book for a business like yours. Simple guide to turning a profit as a contractor.
Yeah.
Really, it's really good, worth looking into. But okay, so 13,000 profit. So then let's talk about how much it costs to get a job. So for kitchens and baths, I like to work in reverse. So a kitchen equals 13K profit. If I could sell you a kitchen job right now where you could pay me whatever, and then tomorrow you'd be able to just start working on this kitchen and you knew you were going to make 13,000, how much would you be willing to pay me for that? Would you give me 3 grand?
Yeah, I'd say that's hard. I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it would look like.
So don't think too hard about it. So would you pay 3,000 to make 13? That would mean that $10,000 in your pocket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Would you pay 5,000 and have 8,000 in your pocket?
I'd feel like the 3,000 is fair.
Okay. So this is a good exercise because it's 3,000, yes, 5,000, iffy,
Yeah, yeah.
7,000, it's probably not worth it. Right.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own number, and you need to know your number. And as the business owner, you're in control of a lot of these variables because you're in control of how much you charge and you can influence how much you make. And so let's say that you found a way to reliably get kitchen jobs for 3,000 a piece. You could probably up your prices 3 grand and still make the same amount of money as you do now.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is how it works in the real world. And all the marketing stuff sits, you can put it all in a box because
Yeah.
what really matters to you is how much does it cost for you to get a job and how much money do you make from that thing? And
Yeah.
those
And
are the numbers that really count. And those are the numbers that your competition's looking at.
yeah. Yeah,
And so,
and that's one of the things like with the marketing side like that I've thought about. I'm like if I spend let's just put in the sense of like ads. If I spent like $30 a day on ads, that's roughly like 800 something dollars a month. What's 800 to 15,000 on a kitchen? Like that, it doesn't, I
yeah,
mean, it's nothing. It's pocket change at that point.
exactly. So let's just play this out a little bit hypothetically. So
Yeah.
let's say that you figure out how to start getting jobs and you figure out how to get jobs reliably for 3,000 a piece. And you're like, okay, I can make this work. And then you keep going. And then you find I can get even more jobs, but now they cost me 4,000 a piece.
Mm.
Old Gabe would say that's maybe getting close to too much, but new Gabe figured out how to charge more. And so he's happy to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe even 2 years from now, Gabe is I'll pay 7 grand all day long to get kitchens because I actually make way more from it now. And I have a team. And so I make slightly less profit or the same as I used to, but I'm not the one actually doing the work. So I
Yeah.
can handle 5 times as many projects at once.
Yeah.
So this is the natural evolution and the path you're going down. And what I want you to understand now is you're competing with people who have already gone down this path. They have already figured out how much it costs to get a job. They've already upped their prices. They've already figured it all out. And they're already doing the same marketing channels that are available to you.
Yeah.
So when you come into it fresh and you're like, dude, $450 is a lot of money to me, the guy you're competing with would kill to get a job for $450.
Yeah.
He's spending $3,000 and he's super stoked on that. And so that's the game you're in with kitchens, bathrooms, remodels. The ticket sizes are so big and it costs a lot of money to get those jobs, not because it has to cost that much money. It's because your competition's willing to spend it. And whoever's willing to spend the most is going to get the most. That's just how the world works, right?
Yeah.
And so does all of that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense.
So like moving forward, like, pay attention to your own numbers. What happens a lot is like I'll ask somebody for their budget and they'll be like, they'll be like, I don't know what to say because I don't know how much this stuff costs. They're thinking about it from the other way of the way they should be thinking about it is like, how much can I spend on a customer? And then whether you're doing your marketing yourself or you hire somebody in-house or you hire a company like mine, you want to go to that person, whoever they are, and say, this is how much I can spend to get a customer.
Yeah.
And if you can get me customers for that or less, then excellent. If not, then this isn't going to work for me. And you want to know where that line is at all times. And that number will change for you. I know people who will spend 20 grand to get a client easy because their projects pay them 100, 200,000. And that's how this stuff works. Like if you could go out and get $100,000 profitable job for $1,000, it wouldn't last long because the guy across the street would be like, dude, I'll pay 2,000. And then this guy would be like, I'll pay 3. Everybody just bids higher and higher until they raise the price until you hit a spot where everyone's, that's a little too much. This is the max.
Yeah.
And that's how much it costs to get jobs.
That's the part where I'm like, in your video I was watching is like the part where I'm stuck is like, I don't have X amount of profit to be able to spend these high ticket numbers to run ads or market.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let me finish this line of thought really quick though.
Yeah.
So once you have that number of like, how much can you pay to get a job? Let's say it's 3,000. Then you can keep working backwards. And so it's like, okay, I can spend 3,000 to get a job. And let's say it takes me on average 6 leads to get one project, one job. So that you divide that 3,000 by 6, and that's 500 per lead.
Yeah.
And so now you can go to yourself or somebody else and say, I can spend up to 500 per lead. And that's a going rate. Like 500 per lead for kitchens and baths, like all day, that's very normal, especially in your market. You're in Dallas, Fort Worth, like there's a lot of competition there. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, Maine, there probably wouldn't even be anybody else hardly competing, and you could get jobs for less. There's just way fewer of them to go around, right? And then all of these numbers that we're talking about, like this is the stuff that you track from this point forward. If you can go back and figure out your stats from before, you track this on all leads. All leads get tracked. And that's referrals, repeat clients. If a client calls me back and says, hey, I want to do something else, they get added to my lead list. They're a lead like everybody else. And then you can have everything, dude. Yard signs, Google Maps. You could do Facebook ads, like anything. You want to track every single lead, even if it's a spam lead, it goes on your list and you record where it came from. And just start doing this now, because what will happen is eventually you'll just know your numbers for all these individual things. You'll look at referrals and say it takes 2 leads to get a job.
Yeah.
It's okay. So 2 leads to get a job. Those leads are worth 1,500 to you. So maybe, and I'll explain what these are more in a minute, but maybe you have some kind of incentive program for your clients and you say, I'll give you $1,500 if you send me a referral and I do their project.
Yeah.
And if you have an incentive like that, your chance of getting a referral per client goes up like 100x. $1,500 is a lot of money,
Yeah, yeah,
and you might be able to double the amount of referrals you get just from doing something simple like that. And that's still super profitable for you.
yeah,
And you'll run these stats for each thing. Your experience with Facebook ads is super normal. Like 99% of the leads that come from Facebook ads are garbage,
yeah.
complete garbage. I could get you 100 leads for $500, but they'll all be trash and probably bots and fake people. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
and that's exactly what I got is just fake people and bots. Like, if we pulled up
Yeah.
my Facebook Messenger, it's completely just BS.
Yeah, and that's been my experience too. I've done Facebook ads with about 25 companies, and two of them ever actually worked, and we kept doing it. Everyone
Yeah.
else was like pretty garbage. It doesn't mean I would never recommend it, but I would recommend it after you do all the other things that work better.